Well, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
And welcome to the Mind the Moment's Tuesday morning mindfulness session, brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare. And this is a place where we invite experienced mindfulness instructors to talk to us about what mindfulness means to them, and to also discuss as a community how we can incorporate these practices into our daily lives. I am Suzanne Rowe Palacino, and I am delighted to be here with Shanti Douglas, a mindfulness and stress management coach, as well as longtime meditator. Good morning, Shanti.
Hi, welcome. I'm so glad to be here.
Very happy to have you. So today we'll start off with a question for the group, and then Shanti will lead a guided meditation practice, and we'll have some opportunity after that for some Q&A. So if you could just go to the bottom of your screen, click on the chat. And if you're interested in seeing all the comments from folks as they type, you can click the drop-down menu and choose panelists and attendees, and then you'll be able to see all of the comments and questions as they come in. And that's all the business for this morning. So Shanti has a question for us. What would you like to ask the group this morning?
Yeah, so I know that our theme is sleep, which is so important. And I'm wondering if everyone could share in the chat box one thing that hopefully it's been happening, but maybe, we want to get back to that routine, something that that supports your sleep for a good nights of rest. What is something that you do that supports your sleep? Daylight savings time, somebody's sharing. Yeah, that one has completely taken me out. I woke up so exhausted yesterday. Eye masks, those are fantastic. Yeah, having darkness, I love that. It's so important to keep the room dark. I know 1/3 of our brain is, designated to the visual, so that's really fantastic. Blackout shades, stretching, getting out some of that tension and tightness in the body. Stepping away from all screens for at least 30 to 60 minutes before sleep. Spot on with that. Having that, so I call that your digital sunset, right? Where we're really moving away from the screens. There's blue light in them that interferes with our natural production of melatonin. And that melatonin is really important to getting to sleep and staying to sleep. So yeah, and what can we do with that space? That 1 hour, taking the time for ourselves is really wonderful. Somebody else is sharing enough physical activity during the day. That is really important as well. Getting out that tension, moving into that ultradian rhythm of sitting and then moving. Yeah, so we're not building up that tension there. Having a sound machine, lower temperature. Yeah, so not having it too hot. Great, using a fan, whatever you need. Making sure you get enough sunlight early in the day. Yeah, really important to get outside. All of these things you guys are awesome. You guys you have it right there. Not eating or drinking too close to bedtime, 3 hours, fantastic, exactly. Give your digestive system a nice little break. Wonderful, having that lighter meal at nighttime. Soft sounds of the ocean.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, right. One thing I've always wanted to do is to live by the ocean just for like a year, just to always have that calming effect coming in. A short meditation prior to bedtime, fantastic. A great comforter, great PJs, super pillow. This person's just making me feel so comfy here. Cut off time to get into bed, so having that regular bedtime, really important. Magnesium, another thing that's really important to help the body not tense up, get rid of some of those muscle pulls we might have. And no napping in the day, just a rest if it's needed. Yeah, so fantastic, everyone. Thanks so much for that. And hopefully you gained a lot of wisdom from the crowdsource there, and maybe got another idea or two that you can start incorporating. My belief around sleep is it's the number one fundamental for health and well-being. I find that if I don't sleep well, nothing else seems to go well, whether it's, my eating habits or my moving habits, and definitely my emotional self-regulation. I tend to be a weepy one when I don't get enough sleep, right? So getting that sleep is so, so important. So I want to bring in a practice that you might think to begin to incorporate as an addition to what you've already shared here. And it comes from heart math. It's called inner ease. And, so much where we're moving through the day, we're just kind of going very quickly. Hopefully we're stopping and pausing through the days, but I know sometimes, it's not always available to us, or the speed of life or the demands of life have just been more than we've been able to take those natural breaks. Um, and the emotion of ease, it helps us to rest, right? It's just slowing ourselves down, and our emotions drive what we do. So to help us settle, whether it's before bedtime or even during any time that we can take during the day, even when we're standing in the grocery store line, we can bring in a feeling sense of inner ease. So I want to invite us into that. So let's come into a comfortable posture, sitting posture. Maybe bring your shoulders back and down. This helps to open up the chest and relax the belly. This allows the body to feel more at ease naturally. It also signals the brain that it's okay. I'm okay right here. I'll invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And otherwise, just soften your gaze, looking forward. You can even turn your face from the computer if you have a nice window or wall. And begin to connect with your breath in this moment, however it is that you're breathing. And feel the breath in your body. As the breath flows in, notice the breath flowing in. And as the breath flows out, notice the breath flowing out. And I'll invite you to gently deepen the breath, slowing it down, having it become deeper and softer in your body. Maintaining that focus on your breath and the flow of the deeper, slower breath. And as you breathe, you can imagine that your breath is flowing in and out of your heart or chest area. And to bring in and offer a feeling sense of ease, you might think of a place that feels very comforting to you. Maybe it's a place in nature where when you arrive there, you feel as if you've completely arrived. Where there's a deep connection between you and nature, or you in this comfortable place. It could be a favorite chair you have on your back porch or in your home somewhere. It could be on the beach or the bank of a river, a field or a mountaintop, some favorite place. You may also, to invite the feeling of ease, recall a happy moment, a time when you were with friends and family and had that really that belly laugh, enjoying each other, and the feeling sense of ease that comes after that big belly laugh and togetherness of heart. Or maybe how your body feels after a good stretch. So, however it is for you, bringing in the feeling sense of ease. And we'll spend the next few minutes in that feeling of ease, allowing it to move from imagery to an embodiedness in our body, to allowing it to flow with feeling sense throughout our body. As you connect to ease, you may notice your shoulders dropping, your jaw relaxing, your body feeling more settled. Embracing the ease. like a river flowing gently and softly. The feeling of ease can move through us. And now to help anchor this feeling of ease, so that as we meet our moments today, perhaps some rough edges or some feeling of pressure or constriction for time, we can avail ourselves of this feeling sense of ease, this allowance that it provides. Perhaps think of an anchor, a way, or a recollection, or even a time, a scheduled time, even, that you can purposely activate this feeling sense of ease. Making that commitment to reconnecting with ease at least once, if not twice or three times today. Again, just like everything else that we practice here, it's a practice. So we can practice with ease. And to close this practice, I'll invite you to turn the corners of your mouth to a gentle smile and feeling the smile inside. Giving yourself lots of appreciation for being here, for practicing, for playing. And if your eyes have been closed, you can gently open them. Refocus your gaze if they've been soft.
Great. Thank you, Shanti. I find that even the word ease resonates in my body as a restful word. You know, it just, as you were going through that practice, I felt a sense of that when you say that word. So thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really
Let me
lovely.
see how folks felt the practice this morning. If you have any questions or feedback, if you'd like to add them to the chat. I thought I really connected with what you were saying. And a question that's come up in the past about this sense that we get when we meditate of a sense of ease, or not, we don't always get that
No.
in all of the times that we practice, but there are times that we reach that and we're grateful for it. Um, or, a better sense of concentration. Um, but what if, as we have that during meditation, how, and we get into it, the busyness of our day, and we lose that, how do we help to sustain that during the day?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of practice. Just as we know that anything that we practice, it will incorporate itself more into what we do. And part of that, at least for me, I schedule things. I schedule my workout time. I schedule, my meditation time. I put it on my calendar because, again, the day and the demands of the day things are coming at us at such a great speed. So if we can, determine and attach it to something else, right? We want to link practices to other things. Like after we wash our hands, I stay there for 3 breaths, right? Or maybe when I'm standing in the grocery store line, instead of, spending time up here doing things that I can't physically do anyways, I can turn my attention inward and I can say, okay, this is a wonderful practice moment. Or if we think about any time that we wait, it's amazing if you begin to notice how many times we wait through the day. And they're from, 1 breath moments to 10-minute moments. We're waiting for a system to load, for somebody to pick up a phone call, for when we're driving, when we're at a stoplight. So if we can begin to use those times of waiting for practice, and we can bring in that ease during that time, it becomes very regenerative through the day. And as this relates to sleep, this is going to help us sleep better at night because we've dropped into comfort through the day. We've dropped into less frenetic energy. We've dropped into that relaxation or that presence mode. So by the time the end of the day comes, we might even have a little bit more energy than we had before. And it can help us to just glide into the sheets, as you can say.
Mm. Yeah, folks have really resonated with the image that you called to mind, that to facilitate the ease. I really like that as well, the positive image that we brought to mind. Someone says, I loved how you developed the ability to have the good feeling that we can refer to help center ourselves when we go adrift.
Yeah. Just keep coming back. That's what the practice of meditation is anyways, right? We just keep coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have so many of those positive memories. We forget how, when we go through these difficult times, just bringing up some of these positive memories can give us a little extra boost of serotonin and happiness and ease.
Yeah, and also celebrating ourselves and being, bringing in that presence practice of, I am right now feeling ease, or I am right now taking care of myself in this way. Again, that gives us that sense of control, that gives us that personal empowerment that I think we're looking for as we can be so uh, outward through the day with, taking care of things and all of that. So bringing back the awareness of, I'm right here, I'm taking care of myself, I'm noticing whatever my condition is, right? It's not always necessarily ease. It might be agitation or frustration or impatience. We know that saying, name it to tame it, and it just brings that energy of whatever it is to a more neutral state. And that helps to as somebody sharing, it's a practice. We need to work the muscle. So we can work that muscle of being present with a situation, whatever it might be.
Mm,
That can give us great comfort.
absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Shanti. This is just all these wonderful reminders of how our practice can be with us throughout the day is helpful, and helping us to enhance our sleep, good sleep practices. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. I'm really appreciative. And thank you, everybody, for being here. It's really wonderful.
Yeah. And just a couple reminders of how you can keep in touch with us. As you know, we're here every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30. Tara Healy will be back with us on Thursday. There are virtual fitness classes, both yoga, Zumba classes, as well as wellness webinars on our website at Living Well at Home. And we have a partnership with mindful.org, where there are some resources for mindfulness and pain management, both in English and in Spanish. And you can connect with us on Facebook at Mind the Moment, as well as YouTube at Mind the Moment, where you'll find this video and other past sessions, as well as Tara's research interviews with researchers in the field. And you just find that on the click on videos on the YouTube page. So thank you everyone again for joining, and for all of your wonderful feedback and comments. And thank you especially to Shanti this morning for being with us and for giving us guidance and wisdom in our practice.
Yes, thank you so much, Suzanne. And everyone, just sending you lots of ease from me
Thank
to
you.
you.
We can
Take
all
care.
use that. All right. Thank you, everyone. See you soon and have a good rest of your day.